Hello again. I've got half an hour or so until I add another card to my ever-growing collection. So I thought I would use this time to make a contest video for fighton52's worst cards in your PC. I think this is a great idea because it gives me a chance to look through my enormous collection of cards and to give a different perspective on the PC instead of just looking at autographs and refractors and all the cool cards. See what cards in your collection, if not for it being PC, there is no way in hell you would ever want to keep the card. So got a nice little pile over here of cards that, if not for it being PC, I would never ever want to keep it. Card number one has a really elementary looking design. The card is thick as hell, but has one of the plainest, simplest designs I've ever seen. It's just a baseball with a picture of Barry Bonds in the middle of it. Ugly. And I seen Carter fans video of Ken Griffey in a suit holding a Ken Griffey card. A completely cheesy looking card, but I think I've got one that beats that. Usually you would think, ooh, Barry Bonds and Willie Mays on the same card. Awesome. Not in this case. It has an action shot of Willie Mays in the background, but a cheesy picture of Bonds holding a Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda card, if I'm not mistaken. This card would have looked so much better if it had action shots of both Barry Bonds and Willie Mays, or if both Bonds and Mays were together in suits, you know, keep it consistent. But nope, terrible looking card. And I got the regular version and a refractor version. It's a beautiful looking card actually, but it's the subject matter of the card. Hull bound. I mean, I don't need to list down all of Barry Bonds' accomplishments. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure, but because of you know what, the chances of him actually entering the Hall of Fame are not looking so good. So basically any card related to the Hall of Fame, regardless of how awesome it looks, I don't think I'll ever want to buy it. And just adding to that are cards like these with Barry Bonds and a gigantic head. Insert steroid joke here. And I think a few YouTubers have already mentioned this, but manufacturer patches. Terrible. I would rather get a Barry Bonds event worn jersey than obtaining a manufactured phony patch. If it was a patch of, say, the Giants logo, something like that, then maybe I wouldn't mind. But these manufactured patches look terrible. And speaking of manufactured patches, I actually wanted to buy this card, being that it's Barry Bonds' first certified autograph in years, being that it's on card, being that it's very rare, numbered to only 15, but that gigantic fake American flag patch turned me off. Why couldn't they just put the American flag, Barry Bonds in the center and the American flag in the background or something like that, instead of creating this ridiculous looking patch? So unless this card is available for, like, say $100, I'll probably never ever touch this card. And speaking of Panini, this card at first glance is absolutely stunning. Full bold autograph, on card autograph, and being slabbed 9.5, pretty nice. But a pet peeve I have about cards, number one, not licensed. So you don't see any San Francisco Giant logos, nothing. Looks pretty plain. And number two, another major pet peeve I have, that generic guarantee by Panini. Enclosed game worn material and autograph are guaranteed by Panini. Nothing specific about Barry Bonds, nothing specific about the jersey being worn in a specific game. Nope. So who knows where that jersey came from. And speaking of jersey cards, I've got two Barry Bond Sterling autos right here. Absolutely stunning. But two flaws. Number one, again, tops with their generic guarantee. The relic contained in this card is not from any specific game or season. So again, who knows where that piece of jersey came from. And the second pet peeve I have about cards in general, sticker autos. I mean, I don't have a problem with sticker autos as I did 10 years ago, especially when the card looks as beautiful as this, and especially when the full auto is on the sticker, it doesn't run off the sticker. But still, could you imagine this card if the autograph was on card? Amazing. And speaking of rare cards, I have a card numbered over here. I don't know if my camera will catch it. Numbered to only 50. So this card is extremely rare, especially an insert of the 90s. But it's not a refractor, it's not an autograph. The only difference between this card and the base card is the gold foil on the name. That's the only difference. So a card that I spent a good chunk of change on. Only difference between that and the base is gold foil on the name. Big whoop. And I got these Pacific cards. Pacific made throughout the 90s. Awesome looking cards. Awesome. But I would say in the late 90s, early 2000s, they started this bad trend of multiple parallel variations, which unless you really take a close look, you couldn't tell what the differences between each of the cards. So for example, this card, as you can see, number to 37. These two cards over here, each are numbered to 75, and this card over here numbered to 99. But honestly, what the heck is the difference between all four of them? Green foil, blue foil, and the regular silver foil, but it's a premiere date. Ooh. So yeah, this was the precursor of the multiple parallel variations, which I despise. And I've got two dream cards over here. Bam. Steve Young is my favorite football player of all time. And 13, 14 years ago, this was a dream card of mine. Because it had not only Steve Young, but when he was in Virginia Tech, I thought he was going to be the next great big thing. A guy similar to Steve Young, but faster and with a stronger arm. And I don't know if you could see that. Number to 10. Awesome looking card. But unfortunately, Michael Vick didn't quite live up to the hype. Dogfighting aside, he was good, but never great. And 10 years ago, I had a ton of his cards, a ton. I had maybe 20, 25 autographed rookie cards of his. Because I was a huge fan. I thought he was going to be amazing. The greatest, perhaps, the greatest quarterback of all time with the skill set that he had. Nope. Not quite. I still keep the card because of Steve Young. It's a cool card though, but disappointing. And another dream card. This is a card that, as a kid, I wanted so bad. Outside of a Michael Jordan autograph card, this was the card I wanted to get. But what I don't like about it is the faded Griffey auto. I bought the card for about $500, which was basically the going rate of just the mantle alone, so I don't feel too bad about this card. But the fading on the Griffey auto irks me, and I've been wanting to get a replacement of it, but it seems as though that's a common problem of all the cards, that the Griffey auto tends to fade away. And right here, alright, my camera will catch that. I've got 3 101s. And you're thinking to yourself, what the hell is wrong with a 101? Well, the problem of these 101s is that they're not truly 101s. They made 1,620 of these cards. The only difference between each of them is the game number and the inning. So for example, game 1, inning 1 is considered a 101. Game 1, inning 2 is a 101, etc., etc., all the way up to game 162. It's ridiculous. And this was supposed to be a contest in which whoever held the card in which Barry Bonds hit his 715 home run would get some kind of prize. But because of his knee injury in 2005, they redid the set in 2006. So there you go. I got 2 different versions. Game 72, 7th inning. Game 108, 7th inning. Each being a 101. Even though technically there are 1,620 of them. So when you do the math, there's actually in total 3,240 Barry Bond 101s. But it's PC. I buy it anyway. And the most disappointing card I have in my collection is this card right here. See? Unlike autographed jersey cards of today, at the time, all the manufacturers were specific in their guarantee of both the autograph and the jersey card. Beautiful. And at first glance you think it's a gorgeous looking sharp bold auto. It's number 2, only 50, so it's a super rare card. But unfortunately, eBay dude, I don't know if the camera will catch it, the seller sent this card in a PWE, and because of the PWE, there's a crease right down there, heavy crease. And not only that, if you notice, there's actually space in the magnetic. That's because the seller, or perhaps the person he bought it from, but anyway, the card was shaved. So not only is the card creased, but shaved. An absolutely beautiful card in ruins. But being the foolish bury bond collector that I am, I kept it. Simply because of the rarity. In the 2 to 3 years since I've bought this card, I've never seen this card listed on eBay. That's how rare this card is. So if it was any other player, I would have sold it or trashed it, really, because of the condition. But it's Barry Bonds, PC for life. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed my 22-minute video. Okay, I still got 10 minutes left. I'll see you guys later. Adios.